It's 8:03 on the 3rd of September 2023, and I'm uploading as usual from Tralee, County Kerry, where I'm experiencing very dangerous theft and fraud. This matter is ongoing since 2006, and this community has incurred, as everyone knows, penalties for their financial transactions that haven't exactly been of good practice. There's also the issue of young women that have compromised themselves in initiatives that involve the money laundering from My Wealth. They've also offended not only the women's role in society as professionals like myself, but also the role of children. And this is with regard to the preoccupation of stalkers illegally active in society, living off properties and portfolios that don't belong to them, and causing very dangerous obstructions, perverting and causing perversions of justice or miscarriages of justice. So, as is already reiterated, these people have compromised the role of the authorities. And that's for the past 20 years in Tralee, County Kerry, that the role of the authorities have been offended, and that is still ongoing to this day. So this is why I have to contact the European Court of Human Rights, due to the simple fact that there are people being supported in financial theft, fraud and extortion from My Wealth. And the Church of the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, that is aware of my church records, is also aware that there's bigamy and blasphemy occurring in my holy matrimony of culprits that are of farm fraud and farm theft that have damaged the Hippocratic Oath as well as the Women and Children's Charter. So these people are climbing up onto a mountain of awful trashy behaviour, and they have contaminated and polluted society with a very dangerous fallacy. That fallacy being that they are responsible for initiatives and humanitarianism that are all based on a very dangerous lie. Now, anyone that knows any theological background to the origins in Constantinople might understand the dangers of telling any fallacy with regard to the faith. Anyone that is in education might be careful about insulting people's intelligence or being very rude about people's competencies, qualifications and capabilities. So it's a bad combination that people of mental health issues are disrespecting COVID-19 protocol that came from me. So these people are unfortunately masquerading themselves as climate change, environmental, sustainability advocates, and unfortunately they've done awful damage to nature and the role of the agrarian, the role of the farm holder. Do you know what I mean? So I have an agrarian background. I grew up on farmland and I own my farms now to this day, and there are people insulting my family and my heritage and offending the church with bigamy and blasphemy and causing very dangerous deaths to their own name. There are people in this community that think it's intelligent and sensible to incur debts offending my good name and associating their filthy fraud with my farms. So that's not exactly good business, and we are aware in County Kerry how the business transactions of the past 20 years have compromised the Garda Síochána, while I've been experiencing the crime to this day. And there are people unfortunately suffering from mental health illness in my proximity with blasphemy and incurring bigger debts that they owe me personally. So it's very dangerous when people owe money and when they demonstrate to their children or their families that they can't honour their dues. And it's not very safe for other people worldwide on the international market to be transacting with people that haven't exactly good faith or good financial transactions to their stead. And it's definitely not safe for people to be working on stolen property where they owe money or where they insulted the property owner. You don't insult the property owner, you have to get permission from me to walk on my property. But there are people in County Kerry thinking it's a free-for-all and that they're going to change a few records or cause a few issues with financial abuse. Unfortunately, stealing money from a mother isn't exactly one of the best causes in the world, and unfortunately, when it's associated with fraud regarding sustainability, environmentalism and climate change and faith abuses, it's all very silly. So this is for the interest of the European Court of Human Rights with regard to the extortion I'm experiencing, the missing child that they commenced their onslaught against in January 2017 that was traumatised without my care, and the issue of bigamous offending my nuptials, and the issue of ongoing blasphemy of individuals that are false reporting and illegally in my proximity. There are individuals also frauding from my humanitarian portfolio with regard to the origins of COVID-19 and any sustainable action that I commenced prior to becoming a property owner. I was in The Hague in 2001 as a young budding humanitarian and a representative of the University of Limerick. So as there are individuals that are offending nature and flora and fauna and incurring deaths, I'd appreciate Interpol addressing the corruption. Garda Síochána have already been hurt with regard to the crimes that they supported against me, and cronies thinking they're power playing with what doesn't belong to them, are putting children's lives at risk. They've offended my little boy. They haven't the support of the law. They're not supported with any faith. They have no authority from me. They are not safe spending money that they don't own. They're not safe stealing money from me either. It's quite disgusting. It's quite deplorable. It's a filthy act, and it's punishable in the most dangerous ways. So those people that think they're being smart, causing me offence, I don't know if it's very intelligent behaviour, really and seriously. So the Interpol group, you're aware of what has happened in Southwest Ireland. I have a very clean track record. I'm responsible for COVID-19 and I'm responsible for the Brexit negotiations. I have a really nice purpose and position. I don't like being stolen from. I don't steal from people. And people that are of defamation and slander are a hazard to people's safety and integrity. And any young ladies out there that are using their assets to poor use, I'd advise you to be very careful about your position with your safety and so on and so forth. Young girls that are compromising themselves or their bodies should be careful of their identity and where they're coming from. I'm aware that there are some young women that have been putting themselves at risk. So this is an update with regard to extortion I'm experiencing and the debts that are to be presented in full payment to my name from Dublin, and there are also debtors over in the United Kingdom. Failure to meet any debts that I'm owed, and I cannot reiterate enough how unsafe the situation becomes. I've experienced very dangerous damages, harms and losses, and there is huge exploitation, and that's criminal. So I'm of crime prevention, and I can't guarantee safety for any trespassers on my land in Ardfort or Kilflin that owe any debts for defamation or disrespect or damages to my child and I. So anyone deluding themselves, this is just a little update with regard to the role of the Garda Síochána, and I hope they're assessing how many crimes they've supported against my good name and how unsafe it is to offend my crime prevention and my recovery advocacy with Narcotics Anonymous. Narcotics Anonymous and recovery advocacy is a huge aspect all of this. So people that are claiming a position of vigilante, I'm aware that there are people that have assumed a position of vigilante. I hope they're aware of the crime I've experienced and how unsafe it is to offend all of my humanitarian contributions to society, and I hope the Garda Síochána are on the right side of the law. It's very dangerous supporting theft and fraud or defame in an unworthy cause of individuals that are claiming credit from my humanitarian portfolio of sustainability, environmentalism, farm fraud has occurred, and that's quite outrageous. So The Hague has heard from me. I was there in 2001 with the Millennium Goals, and that's coming into fruition now. So that's another tick off my curriculum vitae. So the sustainability goals at the Millennium in The Hague. I'm pleased to say that there's development. So those people that are joyriding off my professional portfolio, I have a huge concern for any fraud, academic or otherwise, professional fraud, ever being accommodated. So this is my update for now. I'm experiencing crime and there are debts to be met. And anyone that's claiming to be a Minister for Defence or Security might consider the huge risk that they're incurring upon society with this crime occurring and frauds living off stolen wealth. It's so dangerous. Trespass is unsafe on my farms as well, and my child is still a missing person. So these are all the crimes I'm experiencing, and the sooner that Europe assists without the, I suppose, of obstruction, continuously making nuisances of themselves, the sooner they're removed from the situation of my professional portfolio, the better for humanity. These people have no authority, claim, or entitlement, and they have a very dangerous burden caused to society. So obstructions are not in the best interests of those people that have a standard of living that they would hope to be aspirational. Those people that assume to be of a calibre while supporting denigration. I have a concern for those people. So anyway, the Millennium Goals are coming into fruition and I'm delighted. But those that are trespassing and stalking and stealing and slandering are putting little girls at risk. It's a sad sign of the times.